pretty impressive combine performance from you. What did you hope to get out of today, just to add on to that?
I mean, really just more close-up eyes. Thought it was, to get a chance to be with the guys again and, have some fun for one last time, at Ole Miss. So, try to do our best to take advantage of that.
You've been one of the fastest rising prospects since the season was over. Do you think you've solidified your place as a first rounder or second round? I mean, what's kind of the conversation's been like with teams and where you might end up?
Yeah, I don't really care where I get drafted. In my mind, that's just where the journey starts. I have bigger goals and aspirations than, just getting drafted to the NFL. So, for me, I'm just trying to take it one step at a time, continue to develop my craft and, whatever team gets me, I have the highest of aspirations. So, that's what I'm chasing.
How do you feel like you've grown as a quarterback here at Ole Miss?
Yeah, I've grown a ton. From a knowledge standpoint, leadership standpoint, and obviously performance, getting better each and every year. I took a ton out of, coming here and being able to play with, the best coaching staff in the country and be able to, get developed each and every day. It's not something where it's like, it's sporadic development. It's development every day. And, I took pride in that, and I think everybody in this facility does.
Jaxson up top. For the team that does draft you, what type of player and what type of person are they getting?
I would say an organization changer. Somebody who legitimately sets the tempo of, how things are supposed to be done. Each and every day someone who's consistent, and then somebody who's just the ultimate competitor will do whatever it takes to win.
How do you want to be remembered as an Ole Miss Rebel?
Somebody that just made everybody around them better, made the place better, really did, try to put his foot forward to be diligent in helping the community as a whole, and really just somebody who fell in love with it. It's not something where, I was ever looking to get outside of Oxford. It was, I wanted to take it all in, my time here and the community as a whole, and continue to do my best to make this thing, what I vision it to be.
Hey, Jaxson, so you're in the limelight a lot of publicity. How do you as a person, as a player, stay focused on that one goal, and how can players under you, watch you and learn from what you do?
I think it's always, keeping the main thing. Outside noise never matters, regardless of how much you get it or, how much you don't get it. You got to keep the main thing, because if you want to be the best, you got to be a process-driven player. And, that's just my mindset, going into each day, like, how can I just get, that much better? And like I said before, like, I have the highest aspirations of, what I want to achieve for myself and my career and, whatever team that gets me. So I think the biggest thing is just continuing to be process-driven instead of outcome-driven. I hope, I can shed that, off to others as well.
You've taken a lot of pride in your competitive nature and your toughness. Just in what way was today and this whole draft process, how have these things been an opportunity to show that to NFL teams?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, this is no disrespect to anybody else's decision, but I'm going to compete every time I get a chance to. And, I love the game of football. So, anytime I get the chance to play football and go out there and be on that field, I'm going to take advantage of that opportunity. And like you said, I'm going to do whatever I can to compete in everything that I do. That's just what I thrive for, those moments and that atmosphere. So I think when you really just love something and, you care about, continuing to get better and, you don't just let opportunities slide.
Yeah, up top, Jaxson. A couple head coaches here in attendance today, like Kellen Moore from the Saints. You just got out of that meeting. What did you like about kind of what they were telling you?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, it's not really, it's like they're giving me clues of what's going to happen. It's more of just, they want to see who I am as a person and how I am as a player, how I am as a leader, as an overall quarterback, what's my knowledge of the game like, what is, my mentality on a day-to-day basis. So, it's really just getting to know those guys, know those coaches, know those owners, knowing those GMs, and just making those relationships. And I think that's really just kind of where it starts.
What does draft night look for you? How does that look for you? You going to go to the draft? Are you going to be at home with the family?
Yeah, as the plan of now is I'm gonna attend the draft.
It could be a pretty historic draft for Ole Miss specifically,
Yeah.
so many guys in contention for the first round. I mean, what's it been like to see not just yourself get that momentum, but Walter and Princely and Jared and Trey, just all those guys competing in this process together? Has it been pretty special?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a surprise. We knew how much talent that we had on this team, and where it kind of ranked against everybody else in the country. So it's not like it's anything surprising, but it's definitely something that you're extremely grateful for, because you get to play with such great players and make those relationships like that. And then at the same time, when you build those connections and those friendships, you want those guys to achieve, even more than yourself at times. So, I think that we all are just each other's biggest, fans, and continuing to cheer each other on. And like I said, we want everybody, in our bubble to achieve and make the most of any opportunity that they get.
Ole Miss is losing a lot of starters next year. I think it's over 72% of the starting lineup. What do you like about the team that's coming back? Austin, just, the program that you're leaving, continuing the progress that y'all made. What do you think about the team next year?
Yeah, they're going to pick off where we left off. They're going to pick up where we left off. They got all the big transfer portal class. Actually was able to see practice for about 30 minutes yesterday and kind of see the talent that they have. So, which I kind of knew that, kind of just seeing, following along with the class that they're bringing in. And then as it goes for Austin, he's a special talent, man. So, I'm really excited to watch him. And, like I said before, when you have such a tight team, even from the past when I was here, you make those connections. And I was with Austin every day. So, I'm his biggest fan and want him to succeed.
Hey, Jackson.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
So Senior Bowl. Senior Bowl was, I think, a really big opportunity for a lot of you guys. Ole Miss had a really great showing at the Senior Bowl, and I imagine that you got a chance to talk to some different NFL team personnel there as well. So I know a lot of times you all are being asked a question, but I'm wondering if, we could liken you all's interview process as players with a regular one. For example, you may have a supervisor or a hiring manager say, okay, well, I've asked you some questions. Is there anything you want to ask me? So have you been presented with the opportunity to ask NFL personnel or NFL team personnel some questions? And if so, what were those questions, or, what might have you might want to, know about those organizations?
Yeah, I think that the interview process, as much as it's one-sided, it definitely goes both ways. And I don't think people really talk about that enough, because you got to be completely transparent and authentic in who you are, because the place that you're going to go to, you want to make sure you fit that culture. And when they bring you in, they want you to fit their culture. So it definitely goes both ways. So I think that when you're having those meetings, it's really smart to ask hard questions that go both ways, and kind of just see their outlook of how they see the future, and potentially, what's their plan with you, and development-wise. So it definitely goes both ways. I'm not really going to get into, too much of the specific questions that I've asked and whatnot, but like I said, you got to fit their culture, and, they got to fit you at the same time. Appreciate y'all.